HashTagShow.co.uk.
Episode 94 at your door. It's the boys are back to talk about stuff, but nothing offensive, cause this is the console episode.
Don't drop the F word.
Don't say anything that might offend people who have got paper ears. Was that a saying? Paper ears?
Don't know.
I'm sure my wee Irish granny used to hit it with all sorts of mad sayings. Know what I mean?
Paper ears. That sounds like a fucking country western song. Paper ears. She had paper ears.
She was the first person to say to me, a cardboard gangster.
I like
I
it.
remember her
Paper
saying
ears,
that.
cardboard gangster. I remember her paper ears.
Cloth ears.
It was raining and she couldn't put her sunglasses on because they had folded in and looked like paper mache. But it didn't stop me licking them. She was a dirty little minx with paper ears.
Mate, that could be on the next album. Yeah. See if you
it's a definite contender for the Black Faggots' new album, isn't it?
See if you stick a bass line on that, mate, put a couple of synths in it. That's a hit. Cloth ears, which used to say cloth ears is a rebuke directed at a person who fails to hear something that is said to them. The expression is usually derived with disparaging or humorous tone. Oi, cloth ears, can you hear me?
That's polite old school abuse,
old
isn't
school,
it?
Old school.
It's a bit different.
No, it's about listen to me,
yeah, cunt ears.
I didn't realise just how often I say the C word in just general chat, just general chatter.
Aye, it's a comma. It's a break before a sentence.
Are there any words that? Oh, for fuck's sake! Are there any words that? Are there any words that offend you? Like any words that when you hear?
Nothing at all. What offends me is it surprises me when other people get offended when you say words. Because remember when cunt used to offend people would be really offended by that word. Now it's just like a comma and a fucking sentence. And fucking as well.
People used to say to me, but this just goes back to my thesis. The people who are in charge of things actually have no idea about the people who are involved in what am I saying? What I'm trying to say is,
what the fuck are you talking about?
See on a performance comedy, see stand-up comedy, I used to get people all the time, and I don't know if it's because I'm Scottish. I assume it's Scottish in Glasgow. They just think that we say cunt all the time. The amount of promoters, managers, agents, like venue that would go, you know, maybe watch it for the C word. They don't really like the C word. And then see, as soon as you say it, they're like, oh my God. I think hearing a Glaswegian say cunt is like tasting a pizza in Naples. Do you know what I mean? It's like hearing it for the sauce.
I think it's a Scottish thing. I think we're all on the word cunt and fucking
No, it's different when I say it to when you say it, because you're like, yeah, you cunt. You're a bit more like that.
I keep it at who canto.
Aragamasha canto magari.
Hello. I keep it at who you cunt. I'll take the farmer out. I'm back after the cruiser set. Keep it at who you fucking cunt you.
Okay. Keemer and Yahoo. I'd love to just dub dub TV shows into Gaelic and just put in anything you want. Just sit steaming with your mates and just Keemer and Yahoo, you cunt you.
You probably missed it, but
such a beautiful language.
See, when I was younger, that signified pretty much the end of the children's programming when you're younger. It just went into mad fucking Gaelic shit. And one of the programs was called Keemer Ahoo. And it just went, oh, for fuck's sake, that's all the cartoons finished.
Oh, when the Gaelic came on?
When the Gaelic bullshit came on. And then you kind of hang in there waiting for more cartoons, but it was all like Scooby-Doo and fucking Gaelic and all that. Keemer Ahoo.
At least they've got their own... At least they fucking dirty Gaelics have got their own. They've got their own channel now. Do you know what I mean? To keep them cornered. There's nothing worse like when you used to turn the telly on early in the morning and it would be all and you're like, what?
No, it's fucking
Coca-Cola,
Nike trainers, and it's just it's insane.
Jackie Bird. and what's going on for the mainland, you're like, just talk. The thing that gets me is, see, like when you go really north and the road signs started going into Gaelic or Gaelic, you're like, just fuck off, man. That's just for tourists.
Well, that's the thing. It's a tourist coin. I mean, the Gaelic, is it Gaelic or Gaelic for a start? What is it?
I think they say it's Gaelic, but
Gaelic. So this
again, that just sounds. See, when you go like, do you speak Gaelic? Do you mean Gaelic? You're like, do I mean fuck up?
No, I just go.
Clearly speaking English. Do I speak of the Gaelic human and hahu hanagamacha?
Do I speak my forefathers' tongues? Kimara fucking ahu.
See, I think it would be better if they did. It's because you don't hear any swearing in Gaelic. Do you know what I mean? See, if they did like Kimara fucking bastard, you'd be like, right, I know it sounds grown, but there's no splitting up the words to put in a bit of sweary.
Do you know what language I think? I'm not even a language. Accent I think's amazing. I could listen to it all day.
Spanish.
See the Shetland accent,
right?
The way they roll their R's and all that kind of carry on. Because there's a boy on, I think it's BBC 4 Scotland, that does the sports.
BBC 4 Scotland.
The radio station, BBC 4, is it Radio 4? BBC Radio 4? No, I tell you, BBC Scotland. BBC Scotland. Yes. And he does the sports, and he's from Shetland.
Right.
And just the way he talks, I can fucking listen to him talking about the tennis and a bit of a stramash. He's just, I don't know, I can't even do impersonations.
In pain when you do.
I've got loads of mates for the Shetlands, and I think they're part of house do, you know, that the way mere, I suppose that's maybe mere slang. Shetland, like muckle and peerie, you know, for big and small.
Muckle and peerie?
Aye, like he's a muckle boy. He means a big boy. He's a peerie wee boy. He's a wee boy.
So if you had
loads of mad patter.
If you had peerie chicken in the Shetlands, it'd be a wee bit. A wee bit. You want a muckle chicken or a peerie chicken? I'll take a peerie. I think a masha.
Fuck that peerie chicken. Gives a muckle in.
What's for dinner? Like for dinner, Mo? You got the peerie chicken. A wee chicken foot.
A wee fucking claw. A peerie claw. Wee fucking peerie wing.
I think it must be a beautiful place to live, first of all, up like Shetland and Orkney. But it also must feel as if you are your own country. Like you must feel. That's what I didn't understand a bit about when the first kind of independence thing came in. Right, obviously I'm, yes for independence. I don't think that's a shock to anybody. But I did think that when that first kind of referendum stuff came in and people were moaning about people in the Shetlands or people in Orkney, they were saying they wanted their own independence. I'm like, you've got to understand it. Think how isolated you feel from London being 400 miles away. Think how they feel when they are hours away from even Scottish mainland.
They even feel isolated for the Scottish mainland because...
That's exactly what I just said.
Yeah, well, sorry, Scott, I wasn't listening to what I only watched myself when we're talking here. But, to reiterate what my good friend, Mr. Gibson, was saying, being up there, having friends in the Shetlands and Orkney, it's very much, even for them to go on holiday, they need to fly to the mainland before flying. You know what I mean? They're almost flights and all that. It's just mental. So they're and then obviously they've been raped for the Royal and fucking all sorts.
Hey, it's fucking Royal.
The Highland clearances, all that kind of.
It's fucking Royal.
Carry on. Right. Well, it's not ours anymore. We sold it to the boys over by, in the 70s.
By. I never even thought of it. I think it's because growing up in the West, we've always been like, because I grew up in Renfrew and in Paisley, so I've always been like 20 minutes for the airport. Like I've never had that, like where people have to drive, like 2-3 hours to get to the airport to go on holiday. That must be mental as well. I've never had that experience, mate. I've never had that experience.
Because you're a big city slicker. Just look out your window and you see the world go by.
I'm like, Mum, is that a plane? Can we go on it? No, son, we can't. How no, Mum? Come on.
Up fucking Highlands and Islands are still chucking spears at the planes.
Fucking winged dragons. Anagamash or a dragone.
It looks like a Targaryen fucking dragon flying by there.
Wait, can you remember the first foreign place you went on holiday? Like the first a place
Aye.
abroad? Where was it?
My first place abroad, I never travelled until I was like 20. First time in an aeroplane, and I went on a boys' holiday to Mallorca.
Mallorca.
Yes, Mallorca.
Jesus. Man,
And
that was
being
fucking
mad with it in
that
nightclubs
was
and folk going
absolute
like that. This is
carnagio.
mental, mate. You're having a good time, that. And I'm like, this is mega mucker. What's your name? Mallorca. I know, but what's your name? Mallorca. I know, mate, but what's your name? Mallorca is my name. Oh, mate, you're fucking messing
Did you not
with
just
my
say
head.
Mal?
No, I wasn't thinking that far ahead. It was just Mallorca. Because I had a nickname
What was
previous,
it?
Lukey.
Lucky. Because you're a wee fucking grassing bastard.
No, I was like that.
Yeah.
You looking
Why buy
at
a watch?
slash.
Yeah,
You're
why
looking at
buy, mate, why
plunge.
buy a pair of sunglasses? Here, looky. Here. Mate, I've got every one of the Rangers news back to 1962. Come on, mate, have a look.
Yeah, sport. So,
Do you ever remember the Govan Market? Were you ever there when it was still on?
I think no. I would do I remember like Paddy's Market was probably the main one.
I mean,
But I was going up there for computer games, before you were born. Basically.
My gran used to go to Paddy's Market all the time, man. She just loved it. She just loved fucking looking a bit like a jumbo sale and just pure haggling with cunts.
It was absolute fucking madness. I remember just looking, there was like maybe a table with a welly boot on it. Just mad shit. It didn't make any sense to me. Because we had Saltcoats Market, which was like a real fucking market, like cunts fucking selling all sorts, and it was stalls and bits where you went for your fucking fake sports gear, your fish, your meats. But then you go to Paddy's Market and there'd be like a fucking table, honestly, with a welly bit on it.
Single
But
welly.
there was other stuff going on in Paddy's Market that was a wee bit. But the guy we used to get all our computer games for, it was just his stall was just fucking nonsense. It was just this fat guy just sitting, and you just go to him, have you got such and such, and you go, aye, another table. There you go, $5.
I remember we used
That's
to
how
go
you
in
get computer games.
the in shops in the Paisley centres, and there was like a computer game shop in there, and you would get.
Did it sell copies?
Well, you basically took the box up, and then you get an option of, do you want to buy
Aye.
that? And I've only got one of them, or do you want this one? At fucking 10 bob, and then they had the sports shop, and everything was just a replica strip, like a knockoff. So you'd open it up and like all the tags would be sliced. And then like you basically
the fucking number peeling off it.
You washed it once, and it would just go like a wee fucking Build-A-Bear sized t-shirt. I remember going up once and getting a full Real Madrid strip, top, shorts, and socks for like 10 quid. And then going playing football day once in the washing machine that came out like fucking that size, just hang it on the rearview mirror. It's tiny wee shirt.
Put it in the front of the motor.
You're like, what is the point in even making that? I remember, so we went to Turkey twice, I think, when we were young, maybe twice or three times. I don't know what happened with Turkey, but there was always this flux of holidays like to Turkey for cheap, and that was like obviously the home of all the fakes. So I never really knew like what I don't
think it was a home of the fakes. It's just basically because that was like a harbour fucking destination where they could be easy accessed, like all these many places to get dropped off all your Charlie Drakes.
Well, back then, like this is, so I'm talking. Wait,
2010.
Right? I'm talking like maybe 1843. So this is like 2000, right? So it would have been about 98 to 2000. So, like for example, Adidas and Nike had a factory in Turkey.
Ah, okay.
Right. So I never had a lot of like brands when I was growing up. Right, like Nike, Adidas, things like I never really got that until I was like late teenagers. And I used to always think like, because see when you're young, you don't know you're poor. Not that I was poor, like we were just a normal family, like we weren't wealthy or. Sometimes now, like when you hear kids talking, like, "Oh, we're poor," like you've no idea what actually being poor is, right? We weren't poor. We were just, my mum obviously just worked hard. She had two fucking grown boys, right? So you've got to feed them and clothe them. That costs a lot of money. So we never had a lot of, fancy clobber, but you weren't walking about with your arse hanging out, right? So that's kind of thing. I mean, and I remember when we went to Turkey that time, you're a bit older and you're starting to kind of not get any fashion because you're no fashionable at fucking 16, but you're starting to understand, like, there's that pressure of, You know,
Is that fucking Adidas 5 stripe? What the fuck are you wearing?
there's that.
Aye.
You want to start
When I get my
wearing.
birthday money, I'm going to buy something good.
Aye.
I'm going to buy a t-shirt that everybody will wear with my pal.
Right, that kind of shit. So then I remember being in Turkey and the guy going, "Want to show me all this fucking fake gear?" And mate, so he had a stall. It's in like a bazaar, I think is what they call it, an ethnic
A Turkish
ethnic
barber's
market, you know,
shop
they
kind of
had,
thing.
we're selling all sorts of Turkish delight, you know, cheese, children,
Funny
all sorts of
cigarettes.
stuff, funny, yeah, gold, you know, monkeys, all sorts of stuff for sale.
Small children.
Carpets, you know, hand jobs. And he's standing with like this wee table, like a trestle table, and it had a Lessie t-shirts on it. And then he's like, "Hey, my friend, you come see, and just opened up this fucking like shutter door, man. It's just a fucking sea, like a whole warehouse full of gear, and you basically just walk around and all that and that.
Come out clubbed up for a $5.
Clubbed up, and then that was when I realised, like, that was the first time I saw haggling in place in Holiday. I never really knew what haggling was. The guy's like, "Hey, €10." You're like, "Oh, you're off your nut, mate. I could get in there and buy that." "Well, my friend, you go there." And he's like, okay, it's 6 years. What the fuck, mate?
See, that's it. You get cool with the haggling, and then you take it into life and you haggle for everything, and then it ends up cheeky mal in a charity shop haggling with a guy, and he breaks down
you can't haggle
because his fucking wife died of cancer that fucking day or whatever, or a week, and I've tried to get money off
Mate,
whatever bric-a-brac I was buying.
If it's a real charity shop, you always gear them more. You round it up.
No, you don't, mate.
Aye,
You bring them down, rock
fucking hell,
bottom.
no, man. You round
Well,
it
I've learned
up.
that lesson, and I do that now, you know, and I always have to remind myself and the missus, look, this is a charity shop. Let's just give them what they're asking for. You know, and you go
Unbelievable,
like,
man.
99 pence, you go, just keep the penny, it's fine.
Yeah, honest to God,
Put it
man.
in a box.
I'll
tell you, poor growing up, boy.
Oh, here we go.
We never even had money. My parents never even had the money to give me money for my bus in the morning, having to walk fucking to the schools, and then never even had any money for lunch, so it'd be like free dinners. Don't know.
Right? Everybody got a school dinner?
Why is it jumped to built-in microphone?
I don't know. I can still hear me, but you've gone awful weird.
No, this just isn't happening. Let me just check this out. Preferences live on air.
There you go. Now you're back. You're better.
Am I back?
You're back. Sounding great. Wonderful as always.
Aye, school dinners and all that, man. Fucking, you know, times were hard. You know, I used to have to
We used to take a pack
beg
lunch.
for basically a lunch money.
Shut the fuck up. You used to take a pack lunch and get a school dinner.
I used to get school dinner, no have a packed lunch. I remember having to leave the basketball team because
you were a short cunt.
We never had the money to have. No,
an all-white boy basketball team. Why the fuck did you have a basketball team?
I mean, I remember having a basketball team and all the sports team basically and leaving because were you poor? No, I was just shite. But no, I never had any money to take to get a packed lunch to go to training. So I had to go for a school dinner.
Mate, so like we had a tuck shop for a short period of time, then it got shut down. I think there was all sorts of scandal happening with the tuck shop, man.
All sorts of thefts.
All sorts of theft. I think people were bringing in outside contraband and selling it under the guise of school tuck shop, you know, and making thousands, man. Some guy embezzled about 6 million in that tuck shop, mate. Never seen again. Know what I mean?
I wish I had switched onto all that selling, wheeling and dealing when I was younger. It was computer games I was wheeling and dealing in at school.
I always remember you telling me your boy was buying chewing gum to go and sell in the school. Obviously, his entrepreneurship, you know, disappeared quite quickly.
He got a great wee racket on the go with his school, selling donuts and chewing gums. He bought a fucking PlayStation 3, TVs for his room, mad shit. Just through him just fucking selling stuff at the school.
Now look at mate.
Now look at him.
He's selling a bit of brown now, you know what I mean? He's doing all right. He's getting by, man. He's like, apprenticeship, man, I can make that in a fucking weekend, man.
I'll go back to that a minute. So we had like an old dinner lady. I mean, they were all quite old.
Than you.
They were all quite old. But one was just, I don't know if maybe she was ill, maybe she had some kind of disease, but she's just sit in a seat, and then she would always be at the door and dish out dinner tickets. But they would just hoard up a dinner ticket, and if you were to get one, you took it. So we just eventually went, fuck it, we'll take one, and then we'd get a dinner and a packed lunch because we're grown boys. We were
And then
growing
there's wee
boys.
smelly veins kind of doing it and kind of fold
Do you know,
it, and you're
I was
like,
ta- I
Elba
was
Bosch
talking
out the way.
Fucking, mate,
Papa Gibbo's
Hey.
eating.
twice, mate. Papa Gibbo's getting his second dinner.
You
Out the
fucking
road.
stinky tramp. Out the fucking way. You're two Bob Sanny's on, man. The big man's ready to chow down.
what is it today, Gene? Cheeseburger and chips?
Pile it up, hen. We used to
Then
steal
go like
cheese
that
as
to the
well.
tramps, showing him your cheeseburger.
Yeah, look what you could have had.
No, I would
You
take
fucking tramp.
you take one bite out it and then just fucking throw it in the bin.
I go like, spit it in their face.
Yeah,
Mate,
you
I was
fucking tramp.
I was not. I was a very nice young man at school. Knew
So
I'm a
was I.
bastard.
I was the
Knew
guy. that
I'm
was
a
getting-
bastard.
I used to get shit kicked out of me on a regular basis at school, fighting all the time, and I wasn't even a good fighter. Hence why I would get the shit kicked out of me.
Why were you being picked on?
For the fact that I came from Stevenson Hairs,
What does that mean?
my way, it was all split up into fucking where you stayed was your gang. So Stevenson had 3 gangs. The Tap End, that was the Hairs.
The
The
districts.
Toon,
Dis-
which basically was a fucking road with a bus stop.
District 9. Mate, your microphone's gone again.
I want to hook it.
See, it's the
The middle of
max.
fucking getting
It's
it.
the max, man. The max are short. That was a very heartfelt. When I was a young warthog.
Aye. I mean,
Get back.
I was.
See where I lived in
I was
District
bearing my
9?
soul there.
Fucking prawn.
Fucking, can you hear them popping? Can you hear those prawns popping? I was, back in the day, you'll catch up with that in my book. The beatings I got regular at school and I was in a class with nobody else for my street or my area, apart from a guy called Jim Lambie, but he was pals with all the Saltcoats boys. So
Saltcoat
I
Brody boy.
regularly used to get fucking 3-4 guys what to square go me, and then
Oh,
I'd have to fight them in the
Oh,
showers. That was the
right
way we
then.
done it back then.
oh
You
get
watched
back.
Your default market.
Hey, what is going on with your computer? Do we need to take a break and then come back again?
Oh, let's try and get it working, Scott. Let's try. Let's just.
I mean,
try.
this is going to be a pain in the arse. This edit.
No, don't break it. That should be us now.
I
This
can hear
like your laptop, my laptop's on its fucking last legs.
I see that clip I sent you yesterday of the hashtag show to go up for the promo for the Patriot, the hero episode. Mate, even
Mhm.
that, like, try to render that on the computer forever.
Take
I'm
my
just
day.
sitting going,
What do I need to do, man? Come on, I'm doing everything I can for you.
Who's cocked I need to sock for a new MacBook Pro?
I was looking just to see, in the face bay and stuff for like second hand, just to try and get I don't know if I told you of my Mac Tower, my studio Mac, which is there, the big looks like a big cheese grater.
Yep.
That is, I can't go any further with the software, so I've had to buy a new graphics card.
Yep.
But then I've hooked up with this guy Andy who's like showed us how to take that, which is a Mac 4.1, and you can pimp it up for 300-400 quid, and it's just as powerful as the latest Macs right now. So that's what I'm in the process of doing. I'm just waiting on my RAM that I've bought, and then I'm going to fucking install it all, and it's going to be all singing and dancing.
But how? I mean, are you not just cheaper buying a new Mac?
No, because a new Mac like that is
That's the 50 grand ones, isn't it? You
is
seen them?
fucking top of the range, 54 grand. So
That's
one
that is insane.
Like
innit?
$3,000. That cost me $3,000 like fucking 10 years ago or whatever it was. So
Fuck's
now it's
sake, man.
time, and the good thing about the All Mac is it's like a PC. You can take it out and pimp it up. Change all the parts.
Mhm.
Whereas all the new Macs now they're clamping it down.
Well, they're
the
all
phone-
sealed, so you kind of
I
saw.
sealed. You can
I was watching so obviously because I know this thing is just fucking. I mean, it's literally it could die any minute, right? I had a wee heart attack about 3 weeks ago when it just mid work I just fucking went I can't and just shut down and then was making all sorts of mad shit. So we've already been through one potential heart scare, but I was watching a video on YouTube, right? Just basically try to figure out what I would need for what I'm doing, right, and how ways that I can make it work a bit better. And then so I was watching a video about how Mac has changed its thinking over the years and how it basically it poached this guy from another designer, another tech company, and I can't remember where it was, or these guys had set up a company and they were pitching something. And long story short, whatever product it was, and I'm sorry I can't remember, but whatever product it was that they had created, it had been knocked back by tech companies because it wasn't, it was disposable and that it couldn't be reused or it couldn't be recycled. And this is at a time when everything was
I
about,
love that.
this is when it was all like, save the earth and fucking, burn people, not trees. So everybody wanted things that could be reused or recycled. And Mac went, listen, guys, see whatever logic you've done, get air here and figure out how we can fucking sort these computers out. And then the first thing he did was, instead of having all the things detachable, like what you're saying, they took the laptops and they started to weld all the individual parts to the motherboard.
Solder, you mean?
Aye.
Well, this
Good luck with the welding mask.
Right, boys, you ready?
Billy Connolly welding away in your fucking Mac.
So everything's all soldered together. So effectively, if your graphics card breaks or your whatever breaks, you've got to replace the whole fucking thing. And then they sealed the bodies so you couldn't open them up. You had to take it to a Mac fucking genius cunt, and then he would do it for you and all that stuff. And you're going,
it's mental, man. What they've done.
That also on the top of the stuff that nothing's built to last anymore. Like everything's designed to fade over 3 years anyway. You know what I mean? $200 trillion they're worth, mate. 200 trillion. That's a number.
You
so
think
big.
they could give me and you a new laptop?
Mate, I don't even know how many zeros. I don't even know how many zeros is in 200 trillion.
Well, like we spoke about before, when we were younger, a million was like fucking wow.
Yeah, I can still remember
it's just
that,
ridiculous numbers. Ridiculous.
Like a million. I said this on my
could
podcast.
blow a million in a weekend now.
The Scott Gibson Show available from my website and all good podcast players. If you got $1 million, that isn't life changing anymore.
I think it is if you use it wisely.
Well, you think about it, right? If you go, I suppose maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit. It is life changing in the sense of you could, get a house bought and paid for, set yourself up, but you're still going to have to find some way to earn money. Like you're still £1 million not going to see you through to your end of days.
As if you think about it and use it well. Somebody like you would get £1 million, freak out, and just buy hundreds of shite.
No, you would have to invest.
I quite fancy rock tumbling. Boom, you're a rock tumbler. Fuck
right.
it. I want to be a superstar. Did you? You'd buy a full setup. Leah, I like smoking pipes. Buy all the best pipes. Kitchen staff knives. Give me that. Before you know it, you'd have a house full of Amazon products. And be going,
yeah, £1 million, by the way. Gets you nothing.
What I'm trying to say is, for example, say tomorrow I win £1 million, right? I'm renting, so I don't have a house, so I need to buy a house. Now let's base this on £1 million. I don't have any other money, right?
Yep.
So I would probably say 350,000. That's my budget on a house, right? Because I'm not going to go crazy and below.
You're going to get a belter for that,
right?
But maybe if you choose to stay in Edinburgh,
no, mate, I am going to an estate agent. I am saying to an estate agent, I have £350,000 cash. I want land. I want in the fucking arsehole of nowhere, and I don't want any cunt near me. Find me that house, and I don't care if it's in Verschnecke. I don't care if it's Dumfries. I'm going wherever that house is, and that's now the base, right? So now I've got £650,000 left. I'm 36. Let's say, for argument's sake, I've got 30 years left. You're going to have to invest that money either in a business or start something that will continue to generate money for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because that 650 grand will not last you 30 years.
Well, can I just answer your own question now? If I was you, buy your own house. Obviously, you're going to buy or sell a motor. You're going to buy a missus a motor, right? Or that part of it on it. You're going to do that.
You need a car, mate.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. You don't need two, but you would buy 2 brand new motors.
You're going to need 2 cars if you're in the fucking arsehole of nowhere.
Right, 350 for your house. Let's put that to the side, right? Let's just say another 50 grand on 2 motors. Now, it's probably going to be more than that. So there's 400.
What motors are you buying?
I'm just saying you're going to buy 2 motors, right? At 25, 30 grand a motor or whatever. Knowing you would probably buy a Ferrari or something mental like that.
Mate, I couldn't get in a Ferrari.
Let's pretend you're sensible and you wouldn't waste money.
Do you know what I would do? Here's what I would do, right?
I'm trying to help you and tell you what you should do.
Because what you're doing is,
Listen, I'm a millionaire. I'll tell you how it works.
You're
wish
no
I was a
buy-
millionaire.
See anybody now that's buying a motor, like get in cash, there's a motor.
Mental.
Again, nothing's built to last. You might as well go in, get a fucking good deal. Say to a boy, look, I'm leasing a motor and I'm leasing it for the rest of my fucking life. I need a motor. So sort me out with something. Get yourself on a plan that gives you a new motor every year or whatever, and get yourself on a deal that gives you, looks after your tyres, valleys. Do you mean looks after the fucking motor? So you don't need any of that.
That's it. Right. So,
Right.
Where I would say you could still do all right with the rest of your money and set yourself up for a business and a lifetime earning. So you get, let's just say you've got £600,000 left.
Cash,
right?
mate. Cash.
Invest that wisely and get yourself
Hunters are
possibly
brewing.
five properties and rent the properties out, and that will generate an income which will keep you going on as a wage, a big time wage. You've also not got mortgages because you've bought the flats, and then that is you set up as a business without really altering your lifestyle too much. You know, that's what I would do.
I've often thought, and see when I walk around Edinburgh, I think about it
You've
quite
often
a lot.
thought.
I've often thought. See the amount of people in Edinburgh, for example, right, who I don't know the man personally, but I know of him, and I only know of him because of the Fringe. So I know there is one guy who has 10 flats in Edinburgh, and he rents them out all year round, and obviously you're used during the festival, right? Now there must be other people like that. There's probably people who have got far more than 10 properties in a portfolio, right? I often think when I see some of the land around here, and like just now, they're knocked down a old John Lewis factory next to my flat, and they're building new flats in it. I often think, why does somebody not just buy a bit of land and stick 20 flats on it, and then that's their building?
Because of planning.
Instead of having things dotted all around the city when you've got to manage different properties.
I think that's what happens. I mean, if you're building a big portfolio, you're going to then go, let's look at a flat. Let's look at a house we can renovate into 4 flats, and then that's how companies grow, you know. But I don't think you could just jump in and go, fucking let's build a high rise, because that's crazy though.
Not a high rise, man. I don't mean that. I mean,
but you know, I know what you mean. But like a fucking building, you can maybe go, let's buy that old church and renovate it and put 6 flats in it. You know, maybe that's the next step.
Because there's one, I don't know, you might have seen them or you might not have seen them, but it seems to be happening more where like these big, and I'm not talking like this is a guy or a woman, this is like a company. So they'll go and buy like an old school or like an old hospital, and they turn it into like 1 bedroom and 2 bedroom, like fucking fancy, you know, American Psycho shag pads. And then they put like a bar in it and a rooftop terrace, and they try and sell it with all, you know, fucking rich city people for like fucking 300 grand a pop, or they rent them out, right? But I'm going, there must be some kind of logic in that, in offering, because you're effectively doing what the council should be doing, but aren't they doing, where you're building nice flats and offering it out to cunts. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, mate, I just need to win £1 million first.
You're listening to Martin Lewis Money Podcast.
You're listening to
hashtag show
the Martin Lewis Money Podcast.
See that guy? He is a fucking shyster, that bastard.
He's on cocaine, isn't he? Non-stop.
That is just another fucking guy who is connected with people in fucking media and TV because he's loaded and he's got his cellar. I will never forget once watching an episode of him, and it was talking about how to fucking budget and how to manage debt. And do you know what that cunt said? And not even joking, like he never said this to try and have a silly wee laugh and then go back to serious. This was his first tip of how to manage your debt. Take your credit cards, put it in a bowl of water, and then put your credit card in the freezer and freeze it so you can't get to it. And I'm like, oh, I thought I was actually watching something that was going to give you real life advice on how to manage debt. And the cunt just said, stick a credit card in the freezer.
See, you, Martin Lewis, you're a fucking dick.
I'll be honest with you. I think, I genuinely think, I don't know about his background, but I think he's just some dude who bought a money-saving website and it's grew legs, and he then bizarrely sold it, but now he's back touting it again. He must have brought him back in because he is the kind of face of the brand. But a couple of the things that he's recommended I've actually done and saved some money on. You know, like, there's been a couple of tips in that I think on, like maybe car insurance and a couple of mad fucking sketches to take advantage of. I've done, and you know, and for that, I thank you, Martin. Thanks, Martin. You know, Martin, he's all right by me, but I think he's got a cocaine problem. It's
without
fucking way out of control.
without a doubt, man. Without a doubt.
That'd be
That's his,
fucking
that's his money,
snifter trap for
that's
him.
his money saving tips.
Keep me away for your stash because it'll cost
Yeah.
you a fortune.
Road tax. Everybody has it. It's coming up. What you want to do is pay it in installments and then and buy yourself a fast car and keep driving. Dire Straits on, full blast, loving life. Yeah. Keep on going until you can't go no more. I don't even know who that was.
Right, let's change this up slightly because we're getting.
Let's switch it up. I know.
I saw. I heard
I
a thing. I heard.
saw.
I heard a thing on the radio the other day that I didn't realise that apparently Genesis is doing a world tour in 2021, right?
Well, I don't like Genesis.
So, is that because of Phil Collins or just because you don't like the music?
I fucking love Phil Collins. I went to see his greatest hits tour, and I thought that was his last tour because he knew he was going to die. And it was one of the greatest gigs I've ever been in my life. That was about 2 years ago at the Hydro.
Right.
Fucking, I'm a huge old school Phil Collins fan,
Old
right?
school, mate. Old school. When he still had that wee bit of hair in the middle. Old school.
The wee quiffy, the wee Superman curl. I hate it fucking Susudio and oh, you can't hurry, love bullshit. But see some of his earlier stuff, like obviously in there tonight, it's the fucking one. But he's got some, amazing songs. But that when he did his final tour, I think it was called like a goodbye tour.
Goodbye.
So this is just he's like, look, boys, I done this goodbye. No, all right, boys, I done this fucking goodbye tour. Fucking coined it in. And Genesis were like that. Hey, what about us, Phil? Don't leave us in the back burner.
I wonder
Right.
if he's had like a
Let's
divorce
do another
or something
fucking tour with yous cunts.
I wonder if he's had a divorce he's got to pay for or something like that.
Well, when you get these big tours, you know it's like the fucking tax or the pension or some shit or a divorce.
Right. That's what I think. See, like the Rolling Stones, how many divorces? Like, how do these boys?
How many
need
fucking
that?
mad tour wives have they had?
How,
You know what I'm
how
talking
do
about?
they
They
still? How can they still need the money? Like, how can you still listen? I get the whole like want to perform. I'll always want to be on stage, even when I'm an old wrinkly man. I'll still go and do a gig. But that, mate, I'm sure I told you about that before when I did the Doors once at the fucking SECC, and all I had to do was pull the shutter up, and they walked out onto the tour bus, and it was like pure
For the Rolling
skeletons,
Stones?
man. Aye. So I used to work, obviously, done the Doors, right? Blah. Long story short, one of the guys who was a supervisor in Glasgow, I moved back out to Paisley, and he phoned me one day and he went, "Do you want a gig for Rocksteady like during the week?" I went, "No, really, mate. No, I don't really fancy standing in the middle of it." He went, "No, you're working for me like the supervisors. It's one shift," and it was like 200 quid or something, right? Now I was still at uni at the time. I was like, "Fucking
Geez,
yes!" Turned up, t-shirt, high vis vest, hat, and he's like, I says, "What is that?"
High vis poncho.
High vis poncho, mate, sombrero, wee cactus. And I remember having to sit through this briefing thing before it, right? And it's just hunters, it's just Wayne's, right? It's just kids or people who are like Rocksteady security. But the Rocksteady has like maybe 10 guys who are like full-time employed by Rocksteady. And the rest of them are just like, you know, casual workers. So they're all sitting there like, sitting there with a big fucking duffel coat on going, "I normally do the Fitbit for Hill. I don't know what I'm doing here, man. This is mental."
That's
And the guy's
exciting. It's a big concert.
Some guy comes in pure, you know, roided up, tattooed, man, with his sleeves cut out, going like,
Right, could get a bit of hair tonight. Some of the Stones guys are a bit mental.
that was the one when somebody got kicked down a flight of stairs as well. Somebody kicked off and somebody just went like, "Bosh," just kicked a woman down a flight of stairs.
The Rocksteady guys like that with a Glock.
Aye.
Let's
So-
fucking go, Franco.
I'm sitting at the back going, I don't know if I'm meant to be in here. And then the boy who I knew came in, he went, "What the fuck? Come on, get here." T-shirt, jacket. Took me out, and he's winding me up. He's like, "Right, you ready for this, man? You got a big job tonight?" And I went, "All right, here we go." Fucking very funny. And then he took me to the behind the stage. And so if you're like facing the stage, I was to the back left. Now I'm right in behind the stage, and I'm near a shutter door. And he went, "Once the gig's over, a
Mick
guy."
likes a blowjob after the gig.
He went, "Listen, he likes you to tickle his scrot right on his taint, okay?
You need to
Do
go
not-
raw and body deep.
Do not look him in the eye or the jab's eye." He says, "A boy's going to come down to the bottom of the stairs and he's going to say to you, go." And I was like, "What's he going to say? He's going to say to you, go." And I went, "What is he going to say?" He went, "Fuck up. He's going to tell you, go. And then all you do is pull this chain as fast as you can. I went, are you winding me
Aye,
up? He went,
mixed chain.
I went, are you,
Oh, Scotty boy, fucking do it, son.
he went, no, I'm serious. I went,
Stop me up.
Pull the
Stop me
chain.
up, I'll never stop. You're doing your knees like, okay, man. You make a grown man cry.
So, gig starts. I got a break. I got a half-hour break halfway through it. I remember I had got to go for
Get
a walk.
ready for Keith.
But see, after it, mate, so they did the wee encore. Fuck, and it was unreal, man. I mean, it was fucking rammed, right? And a boy appears with a headset and he's like, go! Fucking pulling this chain, man. So pulls this chain up, the big shutter rises, and without even realising it, they had driven the tour bus inside the SECC. So they'd driven the tour bus right down that kind of central atrium, I think they call it. And it was a bit of a shot, and I put this thing up, and there's a big fucking full-size Rolling Stones tour bus sitting there. And then they all came down the stairs, man. And Mick had a white dressing gown and a towel on him. They all had a towel on them. And, mate, they look like death. Apart from the drummer. Apart from the drummer. The drummer looks like just your dad's pal. But the other three
Charlie
look
or
like,
something like the drummer, innit?
the drummer doesn't age, man. He sold his soul to the devil or something. But the rest of them are like, I mean, I just remember seeing Mick walk past and I was like, he looked ill. He looked like, do you know what it looked like? It looked as if, like, see doing that gig for like 2 hours or whatever it is, 2.5 hours, that's every bit of energy he has that day. Like, he can't do anything else.
He's going for a lie down.
Straight back in the bus and he's just off to whatever. And you're like,
He's probably going to
like,
get like a fucking blood transfusion like, for like 16 virgins.
And you're just going like, how can you keep going through that, going over that? Even see when I look at like Mick Jagger and like Ozzy Osbourne, and you think, how is Ozzy Osbourne not dead? The amount of drugs that he's taking, you're going, he must have been taking the finest drugs on the planet.
I think it'd be a mixture of the finest and the worst.
Have you ever watched that? Is it the Motley Crue film that's on Netflix?
The Dirt.
The Dirt.
I read the book. I read the book. My mate put me onto the book, and then I watched it. It was actually quite good, the documentary.
Aye, Ozzy Osbourne snorting ants.
Aye. Apparently that happened.
I always remember watching a documentary about him, and he woke up in a prison cell, and he's like, did it get the post? Or I think it was in America. It might have been in the UK. He's like, what I'm in for? And he's like, attempted murder. And he's like, what? Who? And he went, your wife? He went, oh, right, okay, thank God. And then Sharon! And then fucking, because Sharon was his manager, and then she walked in and released him. See, everybody who talks about, like, what's her name? Kris Jenner, Kim Kardashian's mum, has been like this amazing manager and like shaped her career and all that. You look at Sharon Osbourne, look at what that woman done with Ozzy. I mean, he was like fucking just a junkie. Totally turned his career around. Made that Ozfest, which I think was like the biggest like fucking rock or whatever is like festival in the whole of America. Built all that up. She's amazing, man. Mental.
That's
First
how I
reality
got my
show as
Sharon
well.
Osbourne tattoo.
I love Sharon Osbourne.
Sharon.
There was a time during X Factor I thought, aye, I'd do it.
See, again, you just cheapen that to that level. I'm admiring the woman for her managerial abilities, turning a man round, building an empire.
You're like,
And behind every successful man, there's a strong woman calling all the shots.
That's it.
Yeah, no.
That's it, mate.
Can we change the subject again?
Go back to the Genesis thing, right? What if you could see one band reform for 2021? Who would you want to see? Ultrasonic.
Right, can I put 3 in there?
You can put as many as you want, mate. Hey, half of this is
Even
your
if
show.
I did. Even if I did.
Mate,
right.
This is how good 2021 is going to be. We're going to have the technology to bring cunts back to the dead, mate.
Oh, cunts that will retire.
It's out of retirement, mate.
Right. Bowie is up there for me. I'd love to see fucking...
Did you ever see him?
No, huge, massive regret. I've not seen Bowie ever. So I'd love to see Bowie. I would love to see Joy Division.
Right.
And I would love to see, if there's one group alive that could possibly still do it, if the stars aligned, that I would love to see would be the Smiths.
Wow. I wonder what Morrissey would be like with the Smiths. I wonder if they've ever been like together again since.
Morrissey and Marv, aye, but the the bass player and the drummer, it's messy, man, because they get bumped for millions and then took them to court, and so it's. Well, I think they'd be up for doing it. Mike Joyce and Andy Rourke, I think it is.
So you're going Smiths, Bowie, and who was your third one?
Joy Division.
Joy Division. If
Obviously,
you could bring them
fucking
back,
your man's dead. But
we're bringing him. We're resurrecting him.
we're raising it. It's
And
laser hologram. No, I mean, I would like to. It's no about bringing a band back for me, really. Although I would go to the Smiths reunion and I'd drop it a fucking hat.
Would you rather
that's the biggest band.
travel back in time?
I'd rather be a time traveler and go to key gigs. That is, if that ever gets in, what I strongly believe it's already been invented in the future.
Yep.
There's cunts coming back to gigs and making them the sellouts and the talk about shows. It's the future affecting the past, which affects the future.
Do you think that's like the now you've got like Elon Musk doing trying to basically make space travel like available to everybody, right? So obviously when that happens, or Branson with his SpaceX thing, that'll be for the wealthy, right? That'll be
Musk,
for
it's
like
got SpaceX.
what?
It's fucking
Virgin's Branson.
no. He's no SpaceX. That's
yes.
fucking that's Musk.
So what's Branson's thing then?
He's just Virgin
Galactic. Intergalactic planetary.
Who's in space? Intergalactic, pump your ball in space.
So
hey,
what I'm saying is, in the future, maybe that's what the rich and famous will have, is the ability to time travel.
well, here's the thing. I watched which I had forgot all about. Remember, again, fucking shit Netflix documentary. It's about the Apollo flight missions and about the one that the space shuttle that blew up, and it was the first one to have just the school teacher working on it. She was an astronaut, right? But that was at the start.
Don't touch that button.
Hey, I'm an astronaut. Just don't touch.
Can I turn the volume up in my headset? Don't touch that. Bang. Houston, this mad cow's tied. Bang.
Houston, we've got up. I think there's a problem here. But no, and it was saying that was the start of the space age travel, where, like, remember guys like Paul McCartney and all these celebs are going, yep, I want to be an astronaut. When they made the space shuttle, it was for space travel for civilians.
Yeah.
The possibilities. And it was good how that all came along, I look at us now.
Would you go into space?
No. I see, when I was young, I can't even go on a fucking airplane.
No, but
I'm not a good traveller.
You're not going to space in an EasyJet flight, right? With your knees fucking squashed against your tits. You're going if NASA said to you, Mal, listen, we want to play Base in the Place London on the new Mars substation, sending you into space, would you go?
No.
Really?
Too scared. And listen,
what are you scared of?
Me, I'd be up there in that shot, biggin.
I mean, I'd be up, what an experience.
Oh, what an experience. I've got books on the moon.
What an experience.
I'm fascinated by it, but I know I would shite myself.
Aye, but that
I can't even travel in a fucking airplane without heavy fucking sedated.
You can get up there and pure squirt like water in your face and just watch it all.
Like, coming in all that, just like.
What would that be like? Just see everyone all go like that with the water and bits of popcorn. I'd be like, jizz. And then they'd be like,
your Spider-Man pure.
Imagine cunts and all go like that, and then they're all having a laugh. They turn and you just blow your load, and they go.
I wonder if they've got. Right, see if they're up there for hours, as if you're up there.
I get 45 minutes at least.
Listen, I'm going to be up in space for about fucking 2.5 hours. They're like, hey, no worries, mate. I'll phone you tomorrow. Say you're up there for months, years. Surely they've got to have had a wank at some point.
Oh, of course.
Right, so maybe they've got like a special NASA sock that's got like a rubber band on it.
It's just a Johnny bag with NASA on the side of it. Like, how can we do this?
Well, I call it a posh wank where I'm from. Just put a John on and crack one out. And you can put NASA on the end of it if you think it's going to be better.
Imagine they had imagine
they work upside down.
You're sitting in fucking Cape Canaveral, NASA HQ, all these engineers, what we've actually managed to do is we've taken the incubator pod from the old jumpsuits and we've put that inside the helmets so the astronauts can actually breathe freely while they go between capsule to capsule. I'll hand the floor over to Professor John McStab. Professor John McStab, well, I say every cunt's going to have a wank space, so what we've done is we've taken an industrial Johnny bag and we've put NASA on the side of it, so that's us sorted, know what I mean? Just make sure the cunts tie a hole in the end of it, otherwise you're fucking going everywhere.
And here we have the man who developed the Papermate ink pen, which is used by astronauts and now a global phenomenon.
That's
And here we have Ian McMurdy. He invented the intergalactic wank sock.
All right, team.
How you doing? Basically, what I did was I took, see, like an old sock, and I got my mom to stitch NASA on the side of it, and I hunt one out to all the cosmonauts.
The cosmonauts.
Tell us, it might be a wee bit on the top of your head, but great time.
How did you invent this space age instrument?
Well, what happened was, right, I was hanging upside down for my door once, right, with a fucking lead boots on, trying to do sit-ups. And somehow, because all the blood was rushing my head, I got a hard on, I had a wank, and it went all in my beard, right, and I thought, what could I do that would stop me doing this in the future? So I invented the space wank sock, you know what I mean?
And I was telling my mates, I had a party at my house, and we were watching Interstellar, and the guy was like, here, Bertie, did you know the space wank sock? How do you know using that?
Mate, that's the kind of shit you would come up with when you're sitting getting stoned with your pal, thinking it's the greatest invention ever, and then you wake up the next day and go, "What were we talking about last night?" Doesn't matter, mate. No, something was amazing. Aye, yeah, gently wanking space. Yeah, we're onto something here. How do you spell NASA? Somebody got a Johnny bag? Somebody must have one in here.
Up for like a Nobel Peace Prize or something like that. And just how did you develop the space wank sock?
Well, it was like a heavy Sunday, man. I was eating my Frosties and I saw it was like Frosty Terry, what's his name? The Frosty Tiger was like that.
The Frosty Tiger.
Invent something for the spaceship. And I was like, oh, what could they use up there? You already probably know the trick. You keep the lid on the pot noodle, but
imagine
space wank sock, man.
Imagine get up there and making a pot noodle in space. Just the fuck. It's just pure casual, because everything would go really slowly, like it wouldn't move fast. So it'd just be like, here, does anybody want some of my Bombay back? No. Take the foil back then. Da, 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 da,
A boiling kettle just scooting by, full of boiling water.
Somebody's
on in space.
Don't open the sachet.
So just one wee bit of sweet corn. Ba 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 ba. Get the wank sock.
Soy sauce like that.
Mate, see if I did win £1 million, that's what I'd do. I'd spend all it on going to open a pot noodle up in space.
Fucking brilliant.
That'd be beautiful, man.
Keep a lid on it.
You've got to put it back on once you boil the kettle.
Just getting sucked out of the space. No.
It's just like a wee normal fucking kettle, you know, the one with a wee short plug,
The
just
wee
like
travel kettle.
at the side of the wall.
It's stuck in there.
Don't stir it till it's been sitting for a minute.
Wank so cool the tap it so it doesn't spill out.
That's the other way how they use the Johnny bags. They put it on the pot noodle just to keep it on. Imagine coming into the International Space Station and you're just sitting like with your washing hanging up, your fucking dirty socks, and just a pot noodle with a Johnny on it just goes floating past. People are like, I'm one of the world's leading physicists. What's this cunt doing up here?
All right, mate, I'm just here to fucking read the meters.
Line up, Sergio, it's just my wank sock.
Some guy tried to do it, fucking.
coming into like the command pod.
Right, wait, one of you fucking rascals touched my wank socks.
Get into one of wee pods and all that. It's just like country diagrams in it. You just open one, it's pot noodles and fucking scud mags floating about. Got my tenants cans.
We've actually got a problem here, Sergio. We're actually hurtling towards the moon.
We're going to have a problem in a minute if I find out one of you touched my Bombay bad boys.
Goes like,
this is an International Space Station. What the fuck is it you bring to the program? I'm the Scottish guy, man.
Mate, I bring fun and laughter. You fucking doorface cosmonaut cunt.
See when the chips are done, I'm the cunt that'll tell you all we can do it.
Somebody's sitting in like a command bar going, can you smell chips? They just go back in a deep fat fryer. I've put too much oil in it. Full doner kebab on the go. Mate, that's yours a fun, man.
Yes, my boss packed the brown sauce.
No way, mate. Chicken soup all the... Oh, no!
Oh, you know for a fact that somebody's done something like that on the space, one of the shuttles,
What,
on the space station. No, obviously they've had a wank, but they've done something like opened a packet, or do you mean it's all fucking gone? They must have. Like, there's no way that
Here's the
astronauts are
thing.
no any different than us.
How do you do it? And I know you're doing this for cheap laughs, but how do you do a shite in zero gravity?
Oh, it's like a suction thing.
It's go- well,
You hang your arse out the window, and then you shite into space.
because it's a porthole that just seals itself in it, your arse.
So you just get really cold arse cheeks, and then it comes out like that. Just a wee solid jobby floats off.
Hits off one of the wings and then just fucking filters off into space.
A wee alien comes and fucking pokes your arse as you're trying. Get away from them! I'm trying to shite, man.
It's like a mini shite asteroid belt.
I actually want to say, like, it's in my head, it's like a toilet seat with a pair of trousers that you go inside the trousers.
No, I don't need
Yes,
pissing and shite, no, will.
Maybe you just need to brace yourself on it, and then it'll be legit. Do you know what? It's one of those things where you think it'll be really advanced technology, and it'll just be like
No.
a toilet that's sealed, and you
What,
just
maybe
fucking fire it out.
One big massive sports soak. You
wonder-
just sit in it, it's like a wank, so you do a shite and a wank in it.
Mate, very first thing in Google, right? When you type in "how do astronauts," the first thing that comes up is poop.
There
So
you
here
go.
we go. The poop is sealed inside a plastic bag and hauled off the next space trash day. When it's
I know, but
not-
how do you get it in it? You must hold the bag up to your sphincter.
how do
And then
astronauts?
how do you do the piss and the shit? Because some people do it
Here
two
we
at the
go.
same time.
Astronauts at the International Space Station poop into a little plate-sized toilet hole, and a fan vacuum sucks their excrement away. A separate funnel equipped with a fan suctions the pee away.
They
So
do
you,
Lisa Stansfield.
so you shite onto a wee plate, and then you put like a hose on your bobby, and it sucks the piss at you.
You're doing
And
nail on
then-
that with that hose, aren't you?
And then, and then the poo gets fired out into a vacuum.
Yeah, the fucking Scotsman in space is like,
Like, yeah. Is
Scott's
this
doing
just like
space.
your piss or what? I'm ready for a pee.
sticking at the end of the bell end.
Alarm's gonna have the command post. See if he's stuck himself in that fucking suction hose one more time.
Guys, I'm sorry. Beef, my balls are trapped in this thing.
My wank soak wasn't out of the wash and I just thought,
How have you managed to get both testicles inside the tube with great difficulty? Now, let's talk about this after I've been suck free.
now if you don't mind, I was in the middle or something.
You're going to have to. Why do you have an erection?
Mate, this thing's sucking me at 40 psi, man.
No, you're right.
It's taking the skin right off me.
The night shift in Houston, no, you're.
Houston, hey, Houston, yeah,
You there?
This is Houston. This is Houston.
Houston, we have a problem, man.
Houston, you're not going to believe this. It's happened again. I fell on it.
Can we get a translator down here? We got the Scotsman. We got the Scotsman on. I think we should have a few tins.
Oh,
Houston, right? It all started as a laugh with man Sergio.
He says he could get Beefy's balls in. I was like, no way.
See the wee Japanese bird that does all the geography up here? Well, the 2 years of my highway fire into them, I was like, Sergio, just fucking get a wank soak on, man.
it does all the geography.
See that mad wee Jap bird that's doing all the drawings and all that. She's half a nut, by the way. I've just caught her trying to open that pot noodle in the fucking in the cook deck.
See,
I was like, yeah,
see
listen, listen, Charlie Wall, get a fucking button, dude.
see the French guy you go up here doing all the kick, man. You fucking, I believe he's not having a shoot in my part, you don't mind.
Yeah, listen, in my defence, right, all I'd say to the cunt was, I've got an onion in my bag if you want it. And he's like, have you got an onion in space? I was like, what are you talking about? You got an onion in space?
He's a fucking, the mad frog, man. He still stinks. I get a leg up here, man.
Houston, it's me, listen. How you doing, mate? Hey, listen. Yeah, where do I go for a fag round here?
Houston. Yeah, Houston. There's a smoker shelter there. At what altitude can I open that window?
Oh. Houston, when it gives a shout when I'm in my mom's house, I want to wave there. Where can I get a fag in here? Get Houston's already with a spark up in here. Just sit in pure smoking box and it.
I mean, it's just stereotypical, but it's bloody hilarious, you know. Some stereotypes are funny.
Houston, I can't get a fucking can't get SPL games up here, man. Might talk to the cunt in there.
Houston, gonna do us a favour. Gonna get a hold of Hugh Keevins and stick him in Guantanamo Bay. I'm sick of listening to that bastard. Houston, see if I don't get a Celtic game on right now, I swear to God, I'm going to start pulling wires out of this dashboard. You're telling me I can talk to you in Cape Canaveral, but you can't get the fucking Celtic game? I swear, I'm going to start pulling out fucking wires.
That's Megan. Like, oh, the astronauts are asleep. And it's just a Scottish astronaut half cut,
Making a fry up.
rolling on the top, flying back at the top of them. Cans, pot noodles,
Doing
floating about.
spirals, making big smoke rings, and then spinning through them.
First one to crash out, loses an eyebrow.
Oh. What do you mean you've never had a blowback? Come here. Cup your horns, ready?
Yeah, I've got a bottle of Mad Dog, right? And you've got to drink it while doing hundreds of somersaults.
Here's what's going to happen, right? We're going to get Sergio mad with it, right? And then we're going to get him a wee shite on the plate, but you need to try and scrab it before it gets sucked out, right? Then we're going to stick it under his pillow.
Let's get a wee mad jackbird that does his geography on the fucking on the Jaegers, man. She's a wee crackpot. She's in a few.
Mate, that is hours of fun.
That's a special episode in itself, isn't it?
Houston, it's me.
It's just everybody's trying to get a wee sleep down Houston.
Houston.
Houston,
Oh,
it's
give
me.
me up.
Yeah, Houston. See all the banana skins. See, instead of binning them, can I keep them? No, I'm not going to smoke them. No, I'm just want to keep a hold of them.
Houston, can you jet us up some skins, man? I'm low.
Yeah, Houston, this might seem like a mad request, but there was a Just Eat advert and the cunt was in space. Is that real? See if I can get a meteor out of Domino's. That'd be great.
Houston, it's me again. Houston, yeah. Can you check see if my coupons come up?
Grimsby home, Motherwell away, Swansea draw.
Houston, I put an accumulator on the floor left to watch.
Imagine that, man.
Houston, Houston, I know you're there.
Yeah, this is Houston. Go ahead.
Houston, what was the Euro Millions numbers?
Houston, I don't know if I live or not, but I done the Irish lottery. I know he was.
Yeah. Houston, do you love me? I love you. Yeah, Houston, you've not even got an Alexa up here. What is this fucking carry on?
Houston, hey, see a wee bird too bad for you? Is she single? She gonna be?
Oh, mate.
Let's
times.
wind it up on a high note.
Let's wind up on that. Don't say that we don't take something that's funny and then drag the arse with it so it's no funny anymore. There you go. Houston, that's up there with Alexa for me.
That's good. It's no Houston Potter.
It's no Houston Potter. It's fine. It's off that. Right. Aye. So that's it. Let's wrap up there. Thanks for listening. If you want to get access to all of the episodes, then the only way to do that is to become a hero, and you do that on Patreon. It's patreon.com/the hashtag show, all one word. Easiest way to do that is to go to the hashtagshow.co.uk and follow the links on there. So thank you for listening. As always, if you can, please do share the show. Let's try and grow the hero numbers. And the best thing to do if you enjoy the podcast is to become a hero, because then you'll get every single episode, including the video episodes as they come out. So please consider doing that if you'd like to support the show.
I'm just going to give a wee quick shout out to the last few patrons that joined us up in September.
Carry on.
Big shouts and thank yous to Michael Dorian, Ross Cameron, Gary McCall, Dale McKinnon, Jamie Gaffney, Jake Dixon, Samantha Fraser, Vicky Brown, Brian the Panda Gibson, Craig Surland, Craig Hanna, and Stuart M. and Paddy Kelly, who all joined up in September. Welcome
To the family.
Welcome to the brotherhood, the brethrenhood, man. Welcome.
Right,
Houston,
just a
Houston, how many patrons you got?
What is going on with my fucking throat, man? Is that coffee? I've got this
That was a
skull
great way to
crusher,
end.
mate.
That
It's
was
pure
funny, man.
dragging the fucking juice out my body. Right, couple of things to go for our wrap up. 24th of October, in Oban at the View. Tickets are available from my website or directly from the View in Oban. 25th of October, the Classic Grand in Glasgow. That's sold out. November 6th, the Bungalow in Paisley. There's 10 tickets left for that, so let's get those tickets going. November 6th in Paisley. October 25th, Glasgow, sold out. October 24th, the View in Oban. Get in my website, come and see me live.
What's the government stance on when we can party again?
I'm not talking about it. I'm not thinking about it, mate, because I feel as if any time, I feel as if now if I engage in it, it's just going to get shut down.
Because I was just going to say have we got a possible new date for our hashtag live recording?
No, we're not going to know anything on that until the 1st of October.
Right, that's what I meant. Aye. So 1st October.
1st of October,
Yeah.
we'll be straight on with an update as soon as we get the update.
Well, let's keep it on a high note. Fucking thanks for listening.
It's shutting down, man. So that's a sign we need to finish up. Right, thanks for
Aye.
listening. Take care. Stay safe.
Just wanted to show you that. Look, this came in yesterday. I'm super chuffed. These are test pressings of the Ultrasonic album.
Right.
So basically what these are is for me to listen to. I had to dig out set up my 1210.
Have you
It's the
listened to
actual
it?
fucking aye.
How do
Just
it
to
sound?
check the cut and the loudness of it. Amazing, man. And it's just great to have vinyl again. So I just gave it the big go ahead. So there it is.
So exciting. So exciting.
Thanks very much for listening. Thanks again, everybody who's got Kickstarter. You'll be getting your records next month.
Happy days, mate. That's it. Right. All the best. Take care, team. See you later and become a hero and then get all the episodes.
Hopefully I'll have a wee haircut before the next one.
I need a haircut as well, man. Fucking grim. Fucking grim.
Bill
Right.
Whitman.
Take care. Speak soon. All the best. Cheery bye. Live long and prosper.
Hi, Houston.
Houston.
Hey, bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you. Good night. Okay. Great. Good night. I love you. Okay.
The hashtagshow.co.uk